Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
We are coming at you from Reynolds Creek Corps of Engineer Campground
On Lake Waco.
and want to tell you that we did do a video about Waco a number of years ago, but we stayed at Fort Parker, which is a Texas state park, and this is our first trip after being quarantined or sheltered in place, not
Yes.
quarantined, but shelter in place. And Corps of Engineer parks are open, so we decided to come check this one out. And as you can see from our view, it's beautiful.
Yes.
And so I'm guessing that in less than 20 minutes we could be at Baylor University.
Yes.
A lot of those places that we showed you in the Fort Parker video, the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame,
Dr. Pepper.
yeah, there are just a lot of really interesting things to see in Waco, and so
Mammoth Dig.
Mammoth Dig is definitely one if you're going to be in this area. And this is one of those parks that if you are traveling 35, wouldn't be very far off of 35, and yet you get to come out here and be in a different world, not one that's nearly as crowded. This is a beautiful park, and we've had a lot of fun riding our bikes around. And the footage we're going to show you, we are sorry that you can't hear the birds singing.
Can't smell the smells.
That bird sang for us. Thank you. But whatever is in bloom this last week in May is really sweet. And it smells so good when we're out riding our bikes. And we got here on Wednesday.
Yes. Wednesday afternoon.
And stayed 3 nights here. And Wednesday night, there were not that many people here. And matter of fact, some of the footage we're going to be showing you, there are 2 loops that essentially are ADA accessible. And like Marlena said, I don't think they're all designated ADA sites, but they definitely are all smooth and would definitely be ADA accessible. None of those were in use on Wednesday. And then Thursday, 1 loop filled up, and then last night it's full. And the little loop we have here, there are 5 sites, and there's only 1 that's not occupied. And
If you have a boat, this would be a great park for it. We are right on the lake. You can hear in the background their boats. There's some people who abandoned their boat to swim.
that are right back behind us. However, one of the things that the pads are really long.
Yes.
And so, I mean, for us, we can show you here in a second. I'm going to show you now. We have plenty of room behind our RV where we've had our chairs set there some when it was shady. There's room between our van and the RV for us we've had our chairs there this morning, and the van's about at the front of our site. But if you have a small rig, you could easily park your boat with your trailer.
Yes.
But there are some extra overflow parking areas. But we have seen you can hear a lot of boats out there. It has just been a beautiful.
And night fishing here.
There's been a lot of night fishing. We're up on a cove. All of the campsites seem to be. It's like almost every campsite seems to back up on the water, almost. But we're up, and so it's been really strange. Went to the bathroom, and I look out, and there's a glow. And then I realized they were people fishing. They're fishing right around the shore, and so been a lot of fun to see a lot of people out enjoying. There is a really nice playground right now. It's closed.
It's great. It's one of the best looking playgrounds I've seen. State Parks, Corps of Engineer. It's a beautiful playground.
And then the equestrian area. That is a really nice equestrian area.
We rode up there just kind of because we like to see the whole park. We rode up there and we were amazed. It is a big, huge equestrian area.
And every one of those sites where you back in, you have a stall behind you. There is water and electric at every site. There's a big trough. There's a group, like a bonfire area
Yes.
almost. It really is a nice equestrian area as well. Haven't seen anybody out there with it, but in there, but it's a beautiful site. And then the day use area. This is, like we said, Corps of Engineers. So if you're going to be here and you want to fish, you will need a Texas State fishing license. But that day use area,
There have been people there every time we've been by, and since it's a relatively small park, we've ridden by
frequently,
various times.
fairly frequently, and people fishing from that day use area. Now, at some point, the campsites are higher. We're up on a cove, but the day use area is lower, and so you can see where it has flooded.
Yes.
Up in there some and everything, but with the driftwood and all. But this is absolutely a gorgeous park. This is a park we would not have found.
No.
Had we been able to get to a Texas State park. And so,
And one I think we'll be back to.
oh, it is beautiful. There are several around on this lake. And so, when I looked at Google Maps and I saw all of the trees and everything, I thought, wow, that's going to be really nice.
Another thing I wanted to point out about Corps of Engineer parks, often there will be 2, 3, 4, 5. I think on Table Rock Lake there were many.
Yeah, up at Missouri, yeah. And this, honestly, this site, depending on where you are at Table Rock Lake, but this, I told Marlena this morning, this kind of reminds me because of the view we have of the lake.
Yes.
And so we are enjoying our time here and looking forward to some more travels, but this is an absolutely gorgeous place, and the water is nice and still this morning, and I don't know if y'all can see that boat that's back there. They've been swimming and fishing and just a lot of fun, and it's good to see a lot of young families out.
Yes.
Enjoying.
Bringing up another generation of campers.
Absolutely. So, like I said, if you're heading down 35, this one is really close, and so it might be something you want to check out. Thanks for watching
Two Tired Teachers.